Delete!
What?
Yeah! Delete!
What?
Mamma mia! Delete!
What?
Thank God Donald Trump's a Hulkamaniac! Oh my God! Delete! 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 Delete!
Coming to you live from the False Finish Studios in Newburgh, New York, this is the most exciting jam-packed wrestling podcast on the internet today. This is Spot Monkey TV, and now here's your hosts, Brandon Ligon and Michael A. Greco.
Welcome, Spot Monkey Radio. I am your host, Brandon Ligon, joined as always by Michael Greco. We are two men who care very deeply about one another.
Very, very deeply about one another.
Very, very deeply. Very, very
Brandon,
deep.
welcome back. We missed you last week.
I know. It's been so long. I had to take a vacation. Okay.
I'm here, and I could have took a lot of shots and called it my show, but I didn't. I did the
Our show.
Don't jump down my throat. I'm sitting here and I'm saying that I did the right thing and didn't say any of that stuff, and I kept it very, hey, I miss Brandon. I can't wait till he comes back.
I know, because you can't do the show without me.
Well, theoretically,
And let's not forget
You could.
Let's not forget the producer of this show, the bones on the 1 and the 2, Mr. Tony Colangelo.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Just getting that a little bit in there.
Yeah, it's good feelings, good brotherly.
Do you want to just get it?
Right,
do you want to just get it out first before we get into the meat of the show and how something else to wrestle with just totally cribbed our layout style or anything? Like, I'm not saying.
I don't want to sit here and point fingers and blame Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson because I don't think that they're not formatting the show.
Can we finally admit that my house or somebody is watching me?
I have said that for years, that someone is paying attention to the things I say.
Coming, yes.
Yeah, no.
Because
this goes back to Slamcast even before.
I just don't get it. It's like every time we say something, it then happens.
Or some facsimile thereof. Like, they change it just enough.
Dude, it was just oddly.
Just saying.
It's just oddly familiar. And I'm not saying that our style is original because we took it from the Michael K show. So I'm going to tip the cap to the first people who did the graphics the way they did and the layout the way it is. It was them. But I mean, it's almost obvious. Like
you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start doing lame impressions and holding up signs over it.
Roll Tide.
You'll roll Tide on that?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
But then see, we're biting off of Bruce and Conrad, and
we have better cameras than they do, sir. Sir, they look like they were taped that, and I love that show too. I watched all 90 minutes of it, but they look like
what's funny? I didn't watch the network one yet, and I listen to their podcast every week. I don't want to sit there and watch them on video.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's literally them recording their podcast.
Guaranteed. Next week,
they'll have a setup better.
They'll have the setup that we had, where it cuts to them in small screen fashion, and they'll just be what they're talking about is going to come up on the screen. That's why WWE's been blocking us for the last month.
Yep.
They've been jacking our style.
Yep.
I fucking hate the WWE.
Yep.
That's why I'm going to put it right out there right now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hijack the show, guys.
It's okay.
Guys.
No, hey man, I've been saying it for years that they've been either listening to the podcast or.
Well, then they need to be listening to our gimmick ideas now because what they got going on sucks.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Or as Brandon and I said before we started, not very good.
Not very good.
Yeah.
Kinda
And speaking of not very good, we had the Raw SmackDown Shakeup. We're not allowed to say draft because what does draft make you think of, Tony?
Means war. We can't think about fighting in pro wrestling. It's not a combat sport. It's peace. We got to sing.
Oh my God! We'll
get to that later because I am going to go off on that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, Brandon, I want to do a little word association with you. All right. I'm going to read off a name that went to Raw. You tell me what you think.
Okay.
Ready? Go. Jinder Mahal.
I actually don't hate this one. This one actually maybe could work. But yeah.
Riot Squad.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Next one.
When you're a jet for life.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
All right, I like this one too. Because these two guys are gonna, get more screen time. I think probably.
They're better suited on Raw than SmackDown.
They're better suited on Raw than they were SmackDown. That's for sure.
Breezango.
All right, I actually kind of like, now that you keep going down this, I actually kind of like this too because I like the goofy promos and gimmicks and stuff like that. I don't know how much longer it's going to last, but get what they can out of it and see what works.
10 to 1 they get lost in the shuffle because it's not about them on Raw. Like, there's just so much going on.
SmackDown wasn't really about them either. Like,
but they made time for them on SmackDown. They're not going to get any time on Raw.
It's a 3-hour show.
No, see, that's just to hold this one second. That's where I disagree a little because remember on SmackDown it was a 2-hour show and they were showing fashion files every week at one point.
Yeah.
So on a 3-hour show, you could find a 3-4 minute segment for these guys.
Yeah.
You would think.
You know,
you
would think. Maybe not have 7 women's promos and, you know, cut it down.
Somebody seems to be coming around. Look at this.
Next person. Zach
my God.
Let's hope that this is the final stroke in the rebirth of Zack Ryder.
He's getting jacked. I saw his Instagram today. He's getting, like, swole.
And cats.
New glasses, new haircut, same
Warlord, the Warlord
that's a fact.
Natalia.
Someone's got to work with Ronda Rousey.
Okay. Dolph Ziggler.
I like the Drew McIntyre thing. I think this could work.
Next,
hold on a sec. Let me take a second on this.
Yeah.
I like how everybody's distinction of this right now is like, it's okay. It's like two dudes with attitudes. We didn't like when he was jacking Shawn Michaels style 20 minutes ago, but now that he's with Drew McIntyre, it's okay. No, he still sucks, and Drew McIntyre sucks too. Their promos aren't going to be good, and they're going to split, and they're going to find themselves on the wrong end of jobbing like they always do because they're career jobbers. Let's see
if emulating Shawn Michaels will actually work out for Dolph Ziggler.
Glass half full guy, guys.
Exactly.
Right,
I know I'm not a Ziggler guy at all, so I agree with you on the Ziggler part, but I like McIntyre, and I think this will be a much better run for him than the first one.
Well, once he loses Dolph Ziggler, he's got to cut about 120 pounds of dead weight. 180. I'll say 180.
Speaking of guys that needed, I guess, something new, Baron Corbin.
This is your boy.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think you care about him, Brandon, do you?
I'm not. Yeah, no. I mean, we're brothers of the receding hairline club, but you know.
I personally hate this move. I don't like him going to Raw. I don't think he's ready for anything on Raw.
It's tough for him to be the big dog on Raw when you already have a big dog and you have a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's the third biggest dog.
The Ascension.
Just release these guys already.
We're sending them back to NXT where they were relevant.
Mojo Rawley.
Oh, next.
Chad Gable.
Yeah, okay. This could be good. As long as, like...
You know why I think they brought him up?
Because Jason Jordan.
They're going to put them back together.
And yeah.
I disagree. I think they're going to feud with each other.
That's fine.
You know what?
That
wouldn't be bad at all.
Because they'll work
they're
together.
both very good wrestlers.
Yeah.
But knowing the WWE, it's going to be... There was a switch at the hospital. It's actually...
That would be
Gable.
hilarious.
No, it's going to be...
hilarious.
It's gonna be whoever's Kurt Angle's secret informant was mistaken wrong. He's like, oh, it's a member of American Alpha. And Kurt automatically assumed it was Jason Jordan because he likes black women.
You know what, Brandon? That's not terrible, actually. What I think I could see happening is, I don't know how much longer Jordan's going to be out, but I could see them with Gable, like, wanting to learn from Kurt, and Kurt taking him under his wing.
And then you were never the father to me that you were... Why are you acting like a father to him when you were never the father to me?
That's just... That's Greco's daddy issues coming up.
Oh, God. Mike Kanellis. Or Mike
Ooh, yeah. I'm surprised this guy still has a job, but I'm glad he does. I'm hoping... Let's face it, I hope this gimmick had a lot of promise, and then the fact that he went into rehab about 2 weeks...
Then he knocked up his wife.
Yeah, we got rehab and knocked
she
up
got
his
pregnant.
Yeah. I hope they hit the reset button on this and just, try and start over on Raw again.
And to me, the biggest surprise, Bobby Roode.
Well, I mean, he wasn't going to do anything on SmackDown.
I think he hit his peak. I don't think they wanted him to fight.
He hit his peak on SmackDown. They weren't going to make him WWE champion.
No, yeah.
So
I see them very quickly making him a heel at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think that would have been a better plan for SmackDown, but with turning Nakamura heel, you couldn't turn him off. So.
Yeah. I'm telling you, unfortunately, a lot of these guys are going to still get lost in the shuffle. Just because they moved up doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to break out.
They're going to be featured on Raw.
They're just going to be on Raw.
I mean, you don't really have, like... Oh, I mean, we're going to talk about the guys that went to SmackDown, but, like, I don't look at any of these guys and say, oh, man, I really can't wait to see this match now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that comes from having way too many wrestlers. They have way too many. So
I agree, but then at the same time, I look at what went to SmackDown, and I'm sitting there saying, "Oh man, I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see that." It just,
You know what? I also think they did that because they're trying to get SmackDown's ratings up. Maybe they always seem to be having to help SmackDown. It always seems like that.
Do you think they did this because they see the writing on the wall and the Fox deal all but imminent, sending them to network television, having them 2 hours, they're going to have to split up some of the star power?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just having that in position now to do so because come September,
They're moving.
they're going to be 2 hours on Fox.
Yeah. As far as NXT call-ups going to the Raw brand, you have No Way, Adam Rose, Ember, I Have No Personality Moon, and the Authors of Pain, which turn out that Paul Ellering had no problem with traveling, but they just wanted him to stay in NXT to be more of a
be the
mentor.
guy that like folds. I could see that, but they lost
That's
the kind
fine. You know,
I don't know. I thought that was the one thing.
if
that
I
made them
may,
unique.
the WWE just doesn't like managers.
That's very also true.
That's just what it is.
I don't think that's crazy. I don't think,
Because
and on
it
Raw,
works
you're
in
gonna have a
NXT.
few of them.
And that's what makes me very worried about CN and Vega. Because I have a sneaky suspicion that as soon as they start wrestling on SmackDown, they'll be together for like a month from 1 to about 6 months before they split them up. And Vega's just a wrestler, and he's just a wrestler, and it's just not going to work anymore.
Yep.
That's what worries me about these things.
I give it more than 6 months.
Just because you peak on NXT doesn't necessarily mean you have to move up to the roster. You can just reset and have them feud continuously in NXT for a little bit, just to help them get their promos and stuff better. That was what it's supposed to be. But the problem is it got popular because that's what the internet does. I'm not saying anything wrong with it. And as soon as they saw that, their eyes lit up like, okay, these people like them on the WWE Network. Let's just call them right up in a year. I think they're ready. And I just don't think they are. I think it's like I keep saying, it's like photocopying a photocopy. Eventually, you can't photocopy that photocopy anymore because it's just too bad. And that's where we've gotten. That's where we've
It's
gone.
not going to make it better.
It's not getting any better.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Moving on to the SmackDown side of things, Brandon. Here we go. Rapid fire.
Okay.
Jeff Hardy, new U.S. champ.
I like it.
Great idea.
I like it because it hinders gender.
Samoa Joe.
You were a big fan of this, weren't you, Grego?
I love it.
I mean, it's kind of weird that they start this program with Reigns and Joe and then immediately move Joe to SmackDown, but I guess that means he's losing to Reigns.
Well, we're going to get into that when we get into this whole 50-man battle royal thing. But I think it's great because I know we've seen Joe AJ, I know we've seen Joe Bryan, but it's things that we haven't seen in the WWE.
Yeah, I'll pop for it again.
Absolution.
NBC.
Oh, Big Cass.
NBC.
WNBC.
Oscar.
Okay.
Good for Charlotte. Rematch.
Yeah, rematch can always be looming. They could be friends for a while.
Agreed. I think you'll get decent matches out of her and Becky Lynch if they decide to go that route at some point.
Yep.
I might be the only person. I mean, I'm not saying Becky Lynch is a bad human being, but I don't think she's very talented in the ring.
No,
I think she's average.
I think she does a very good particular thing very well, and it does like actual wrestling and throwing people and that kind of stuff. She doesn't.
Just don't see
All right. Then we have the Club.
I'm always in favor of this. I mean,
not bad, but what are you going to do now? You're going to call them the Styles Club and put them with AJ?
Maybe
they'll just be.
I'm excited to see them versus the Usos, but I just hope that it's not like a lazy version of it.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on what you're getting.
I want to get a high intensity match from the two of them. I can't wait to see the bar.
And you mentioned the Club, and now that's the next one.
The bar. The bar and the Usos. That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be the best one. Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna say it just because he was drafted, but R-Truth.
The best part of that was when he's like, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." This is SmackDown. He got mad. Like he looked disgusted.
My best part was Woods, or was it Kofi in that? No, he's not okay. He's never been okay.
Yeah.
He hasn't been okay for quite some time now.
The biggest, I would say the biggest surprise, or probably the biggest move, The Miz.
This is good for SmackDown.
Yes.
Because now you have a legit heel to fight AJ Styles that people are going to.
Ms. Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan.
That's going to happen, but that's going to be Miz's first thing on SmackDown.
It's actually happening on the tours right now.
Is it happening at the Greatest Royal Rumble?
No, it's not happening at Greatest Royal Rumble, but it is happening on the UK tours that they're doing after it, I think.
Okay, I have a feeling that's going to be saved for a little bit. I don't think it happens at Backlash.
Yeah, they keep it on they keep it off TV.
I think it winds up happening in Chicago at Money in the Bank.
This is the house shows is so they get their timing down. So when they bring it to TV, it's crisp.
Yeah.
And then NXT call-ups, we mentioned, as before mentioned, Andrade Cien Almas, Selena Vega.
It could be great if they split them up. Disastrous.
I agree 100%.
Totally.
And interestingly enough, Sanity, but without Nikki Cross the way it looks.
Yeah, because I heard they have big plans for Nikki in NXT, so she'll probably
Shayna Baszler.
She's gonna help move along Shayna Baszler. Maybe they'll put the belt on her. Fingers crossed. No,
I'm a huge fan of Eric Young, so I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Eric Young
agree.
too. I like Dame too.
Do a lot to Brandon. I will say I've become a very big fan of Killian Dane.
Why? No, he's pretty good. I saw him in the ladder matches.
Yeah.
He was very talented.
Killian Dane is
I just don't like the other guy.
Very good
Alexander
wrestler.
Wolf. And you know what? I liked him in some of the big matches, like what was it, War Games, that he was awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen much.
Like next to Adam Cole, he probably had the best night. Like where you really remember.
He's a guy that will take some insane bumps just for the sake of doing it. It'll look cool.
He's a good hot tag guy too.
Yeah.
He comes in, he clears house.
Yeah.
You know, he's
big,
him.
but he's not gigantically big. He can still move.
Yep. I'll tell you this. I think overall, to me personally, I'm gonna get your guys' opinion on this. SmackDown by far, came out on top of this.
You know what's funny is they got the less. It seems like their list is smaller, but they got the better of the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, now we're talking. All right, you got Joe and Styles, Styles and Cien, Styles and Hardy at some point.
Joe Nakamura. It's a team.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have Nakamura and not Nakamura, Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe. We're gonna get, like I said before.
You know,
the tag team. Tag team division is amazing.
It's almost as if they got more people to Raw because they needed to fill the 3 hours.
It is almost like they did that.
That's great. I just watched that fall.
It was like slow motion, and
I heard it. And you just
One of these days, the production crew will send me a.
We're gonna send him a tripod, mini tripod. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We're getting around to
it. Still better than something else to wrestle with, though.
Still better, exactly. We have infinitely better cameras.
We're going to use our grading scale this week because I don't know if you heard last week's show yet, but I gave my thoughts on Dave Meltzer's star system.
He did. He went in on Dave Meltzer.
Oh, really?
I was very impressed with Michael and the hate that he had for Dave Meltzer.
Oh my.
Brandon, what would you overall give this entire shakeup?
I would grade Raw's as a C+, C+, and SmackDown as a B+.
Okay.
Because they got a lot of good guys. Maybe A-. I'll go A-.
I'll give Raw a D, 65. They just barely. But I think they need all these wrestlers to fill 3 hours. And SmackDown got an A to me because I think SmackDown's going to get much better. The competition is going to get much better. Even the woman, I got Asuka, who's going to up the women's division on that end. You know, the tag teams between the club and the bar. It's not just they didn't just get one; they got 2 good tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Sanity's a 3rd tag team, which is really good. So, I think you're in for a great shows on SmackDown on Tuesday nights. I think that's going to be the A show.
I'm going to wind up agreeing with both of you. I'm going to give Raw a D+, and I'm going to give SmackDown an A-. I just think SmackDown really came away head and toe better than Raw did at all.
Yeah, I mean, even Absolution on it, they're going to work better on SmackDown.
It's going to be interesting to see them with Paige
as the figurehead. So it's going to that's why I think they're going to be better suited on SmackDown because now they can have.
And they're still considering the fact that they're still using her theme song.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be stupid with Paige as GM, but at least now you have something to do with her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well,
Paige here.
That's going to wrap it up for segment 1, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to pay some bills, spark some things up, have a little H2 agua, as I like to say.
I am so happy that Greco is finally coming around to the dark side.
And when we come back, we're going to break down the greatest Royal Rumble and talk a little NXT.
This is John Harder wanting you to check out the Hardway Podcast, the flagship show of Hardway HQ, exclusively on thejohnharder.com. Comedy segments, guests, even a Stu Hart appearance or two, like your shoulders. Check out thejohnharder.com to listen to the Hard Way podcast.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Todd Smith here from the No Gimmicks Podcast. Tune in weekly as my tag team partner Dale Clifford and I provide you with recaps, predictions, unboxings, and interviews with some of the hottest names in professional wrestling today. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at the No Gimmicks PC, and like our Facebook page. You can visit us at www.youtube.com/the No Gimmicks Podcast. And remember, we are no gimmicks, no image, all wrestling, all the time.
And we're back, everybody. Well, hope you're enjoying Spot Monkey Radio so far. As always, I'm Michael A. Greco, alongside Brandon Gold, Tony Colangelo.
I like how you got the gimmick name.
I know. I think he just thinks that's my last name.
I don't know if he's comfortable with me giving out real names.
No,
you know?
I mean, I've been doing it for years. I literally don't care anymore.
You know what? I'm trying to be a different guy, all right? I didn't start with, I'm your host, I'm your co-host. No, all right?
Try harder.
I'm trying.
Try harder.
So NXT was Wednesday.
NXT was Wednesday. Let me tell you a couple quick thoughts. Didn't want to get too much into this. I know it wasn't on format. Aleister Black looks great as a champion.
I mean, are you surprised?
Okay.
That was good. I mean, really?
No, I mean legit. He came out. He had a black suit. Well, not no jacket, but vest. Black.
He's gonna start wearing.
Just looked like a champion.
He's gonna start wearing tights now, I think.
Okay. Well, on the house shows he does.
Yes.
No trunks for him.
No trunks.
More trunks. I like long tights. I hate trunks. I never really understood why you would put on underwear to fight another man.
You have to be like in like Stan Styles kind of shape.
Yeah, I just never got why you would wear trunks.
Well, that and also I think because of his moveset, it might have been a little difficult at times with the long pants.
I don't know.
He does a lot of kicking.
Kicks.
A lot of kicks.
You know, his
Listen,
finisher.
Tajiri kicked in pants.
Tajiri had long baggy pants,
but he still kicked.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's going with more like a pleather kind of pants.
Yeah.
Leather.
Zelina Vega actually wrestled Candice LeRae, and surprisingly, a pretty decent match.
Vega was never a bad worker.
Well, I never watched her in TNA. Actually, friend of the show, Fun
again, I don't want to like
put her out there,
break fourth walls. But I remember when she was training in Long Island. I saw her train. Like, I watched her. Yeah. So I knew she was good then.
He's a grizzled young vet. He's a grizzled young vet.
But, and a really good match they had, Killian Dane versus Lars Sullivan. I'm really happy they're bringing Dane up, but at some point, Lars Sullivan, I can't...
Yeah, I'm glad they're bringing Dane up, but I would love to see those guys just fight
Lars Sullivan looks like an ogre.
Yes.
Well, it's like I always say, I look at Bobby Roode and I say, wow, this guy looks like a wrestler. But then you look at Lars Sullivan and you're like, wow, this guy looks like a wrestler too.
He looks like Killer Kowalski.
Yes, gigantic Killer Kowalski.
Yeah, Killer Kowalski and like George General Steel had a long time.
They do it together, yeah. He looks like one of those old school 1970s wrestlers. Like, I'm gonna grab you. Come here, kid.
Yeah, as I'm saying, if he was coming up in the 80s, he would be like Vitaly Yenmenev.
Yeah, like some Russian
Russian
thing.
Like,
yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Yeah. So this Friday we have what is being known as the greatest Royal Rumble.
Now, is this an insult to all other Royal Rumbles?
I've said this before. Heretofore, all other Royal Rumbles are rendered inferior because of this. Because this is now the greatest Royal Rumble.
The greatest, yeah.
This you can clearly tell them was just the Saudi government giving Vince McMahon. I think the figure that was reported was $20 million.
Wow.
Yeah, he got $20 million to fly everybody out
to bring the company over to Saudi Arabia for a few days.
Wow. Well, I tell you this, 50-man Royal Rumble. It should be interesting. It's going to definitely be long.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be. I heard it's going to be 1 hour shorter than WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. Oh, time wise overall.
6 hours. This show.
Yeah, 6 hours. My God. With pre-show.
I just want to say it's on Friday. I'm going to work and coming back and it's still going to be on.
Yep.
Yes.
You could
It'll
watch
be
it.
on at 12 o'clock in the
You
afternoon.
could watch it from
Or
your
watch
car.
it, go to work, come back.
No, you can watch it while you're in your car on your phone.
That is true. I got unlimited data now.
You have the unlimited data.
Oh, you upgraded?
I had no choice because of your house and your fight with the cable company. I was.
You got into an argument over not paying.
I went over my data limit.
You got into an
We made
argument.
up. Everything's okay. There's no need to talk about it.
Okay. Water under the bridge. I'm glad to see you work it out.
Sometimes couples fight, okay? Anyway, moving back. What do you think the time limit's going to be between each entry on the Rumble?
I would say 1 minute to 90 seconds max.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to give guys a cart because I think the stadium is pretty huge. So you're gonna
Yeah,
get
probably
guys
the bigger
posing.
guys get.
Yeah, I think everybody's probably gonna get.
I hope they get cards. I hope they ride magic carpets to the ring.
Oh my God!
Like, this is the greatest thing ever. First off, 6 hours, not a single woman in sight on this card. You sign me right up. Let's watch this. It's gonna be good wrestling. And let me watch a 3-hour Royal Rumble. Let's do it. Screw
All
it.
right. Early prediction, Brandon. Who's winning?
Ooh, God! With Roman Reigns in a steel cage match for the championship, that's immediately my first pick is out. John Cena could use a win.
Make it a win.
And this is like the winner gets a trophy, nothing more.
Yes, I was going to bring that up after we had our picks.
Wow,
but
that's
yes,
old
The winner
school.
gets a trophy.
That's old school.
A nice shiny silver
Can
trophy.
I ask you this question?
Yeah, probably presented by one of the members of the Saudi royal family and all this other stuff. But
If I win
Uh-huh.
the Andre the Giant Invitational Battle Royal,
okay,
why would the fuck do I need another trophy?
has John Cena won that though? He hasn't.
First off, I'm already upset that it's called the greatest Royal Rumble.
I-
Because to me, the greatest
Same.
Royal Rumble I ever seen had Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker end it. And you can't do that again, so it's not going to be the greatest Royal Rumble ever.
It's a very subjective title.
It's going to be the longest Royal Rumble ever.
What-
And they can't
And-
call
and-
it that. That's why it's the greatest Royal Rumble ever.
I think
Can we
all-
just all agree?
all politics is local politics. That's all I'm
Not,
gonna
not,
say.
I don't think not one of us really cares who wins this thing.
I don't care about the show. I'm baffled by this whole process.
Yeah.
Like how
This
much
is literally just because they want them out there. So
Yeah.
they're just going out there. They're like, well, what do we do? Like, when we've never been out here. We don't know if we're ever going to come out here again. So let's just give them something that they'll never forget.
And I think it's the country wants it to do. Like we've never done anything like this before.
Yeah.
Let's see if
That's
it
why
works.
6 hours this will suffice for them because they don't know if it'll ever happen again.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they should do more stuff like this. I think they should, instead of doing their old format of doing like regional, like European tours, like it's taking a week and touring Europe and playing all these small towns in Germany or the small regions, that do one big stadium show in Europe and
Right.
get people to
And-
come around and people come see it. They could fill up.
Originally, what's crazy enough originally was this wasn't even going to be on the network.
No, they were just
Yeah.
all the stars were coming out and they realized
Well, it was smart. It's just smart because now we can get
Yeah.
ratings and views and buy rates to the
6
the
hours of
network.
content. It's 6 hours of
Yeah.
content for the
So
network.
maybe to the people that obviously from around the world that can't make it to this and will probably it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Because it's never happened before. So why not put it on TV or the network?
All right, so quick picks. Brandon, you're going
I'm
with
gonna,
John Cena?
I'm gonna go with John Cena. That's a safe bet.
Tony?
Is there any Saudi Arabians?
They are. They just did a tryout, and I don't know if any of these guys.
So they're any good? Can I just go out on a limb here?
You're gonna say one of those guys is gonna win it?
Great Khali.
It's Great Khali's.
He's in it. He's going to be there.
He's in it. But
He's
not,
going to be in it. He is announced for it. Well, he's
Yeah.
not announced. Yeah, no, he is announced for
Yeah,
it.
He's
in it.
not Saudi though.
It doesn't matter. They love him out there.
Whatever, same thing. I'm going to go.
That's as one of our great friend Kevin Johnny would say.
That's racist.
That's racist.
That's a sound drop.
Yes.
We're going to get that sound drop.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with The Big Show.
Well, look at you.
Interesting.
Mark Henry.
Is he gonna be in this?
I don't
Well,
know.
you picked
There's
the Great
50
Khali, and now you're going with Big Show.
There's-
Well, now you go with Mark Henry. You can't make 50 picks, Tony.
Finn Balor. Seth Rollins.
No,
I predict a WWE Superstar will win the greatest Royal Rumble.
I'm going to tell you to be very careful with that Finn Balor pick because in Saudi Arabia, Balor.
Oh, they don't. They
is
might not take
for
kindly to
everybody.
his.
Oh,
Yeah, Balor Club might not be for everybody in Saudi Arabia.
God, please, Lord Jesus.
What they do to the members of the Balor Club in Saudi Arabia is reviewed about as a violation of human rights.
will love this show so much
Allegedly.
if they boo Finn Balor out.
They won't boo Finn Balor.
I don't think he'll get booed.
Because I don't think the fans in Saudi Arabia are aware of such a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Why is he wearing rainbows?
All right, moving on.
why is he
Brandon, you
wearing
mentioned this.
rainbows?
Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, steel cage. Roman finally leave with the title.
Part of me says yes because this is one of the few places on planet Earth that Roman Reigns is 100% guaranteed.
Are you sure?
Not to get booed? Oh yeah, Roman Reigns is beloved. in
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia.
yeah. Brandon's right. I
Oh
agree with
yeah.
Brandon.
Is he really?
Oh yeah.
How do you know that?
Being a wrestling fan on the internet.
That's,
Yes.
So they
They-
With the exception of
Go to-
England.
Go to
Wait.
any wrestling site on wrestling Facebook page on the internet that has like more than 1,000 or so followers. It will just be some of those comments will be all Arab comments and people who barely speak English saying some great things about Roman Reigns.
praising Reigns.
Yeah,
Well, at least he's loved somewhere.
he's
He's a good worker. He
Boo.
deserves some of
Exactly.
He deserves some.
It's like
Praise.
five places on Earth maybe where that exists. I think it
Yeah,
exists.
yeah. I'm gonna agree with Brandon. I think Roman gets the title also, just for the reason of they're there and.
Although I did hear that they want to break Punk's streak, the 434 days.
Oh my god, they got such a hard on for CM
I know
Punk.
he's a little bitter. It's like an ex-girlfriend that leaves
They
you.
want his ass off the record books. Look at
Oh
when
my God.
They
you know,
want his
it's-
wife's
it's-
records gone.
Yeah, when the company has
You got the heat,
when the company's got a grudge against you, it lasts for a very
and
long time.
you could say that they don't. But,
They do.
All right.
No,
At
they
the
do.
same time, it's not the WWE title; it's the stupid Universal title.
But
so
it-
it means nothing.
There's nothing.
But it's to make that the Universal title has the longest reign of the modern era, defeating CM
Oh,
Punk's.
good God. Speaking of WWE champion, AJ Styles will defend against the newly heel, amazing Nakamura.
10-1. This match is 10 times better than WrestleMania.
I hope so.
I
10
think
times.
it will be.
You know why? There's
Why?
two established roles: heel and bad guy.
Yeah,
Good guy.
heel and bad guy. Jinder Mahal gets his rematch, taking on Jeff Hardy.
Even
Yeah.
though
Good
in
match.
their first match that they had in Tokyo Dome, AJ was the heel.
Yeah, but there was an established role.
Yes.
At
But an
WrestleMania,
established role,
at
yeah.
WrestMania, there was two faces.
Very true indeed.
See, my
I'm gonna
point.
stop.
My point
I'm
was so
gonna
right.
stop drinking water.
My point was so right, and knocked Greco's camera right out of the way.
Bah, 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 bah.
And nobody cares about Jinder Mahal and Hardy. Like, who cares?
I will say this on Raw Monday, they actually had a really good match. I was actually very entertained. It was
You
one of the
guys.
better Jinder matches.
You guys are just.
I think because they've moved him to Raw, he's not
Like,
gonna
I'm
lose.
complimenting one match from him.
You
I
give
shit on
Jinder
the guy's
Mahal so many
weekday.
passes. This one with the hinder of Jinder. Let me tell you something.
I don't. I do it as a
No.
joke.
Bull-
The hindrance
I
of
call
Jinder.
bullshit. Because I said it was the dumbest fucking thing in the world when the guy won the title. I was on a fucking mountain by myself, screaming.
You
with
weren't on a
nobody
mountain by
listening.
yourself, guy. I was right there with you because I thought it was the
All right,
dumbest thing I've ever
all
seen.
right.
I don't mind him as
Anyway.
U.S. champion because I like that. He's, portraying an Indian dude as the U.S. champion, and people just hate
You're
him.
all fired up over here.
God, you did. You got really going up there.
I like that. I like to see this side of Greco.
Bringing it out.
Trying to bring it out of him.
You
Not
like
a match
smack
beneath the Continental
table.
title. Seth Rollins, The Miz, Finn Balor, Joe, and rumored to be Lashley in this match, but that still hasn't been confirmed yet.
It's going to be Tiger Ali Zing.
Zing
Uh,
is a whole new one.
I
What was his
personally
name?
feel
Zing? Zang?
Sing.
Sing? Sing.
Sing.
Sing,
Tiger.
sing, you zing.
Sing. Zang. Zing Zang. Tyler Ali
Uh,
Zing Zang.
I feel Seth, Finn, or Lashley's going to walk away with the title only because they're on Raw, and it would be stupid to give it with one of the SmackDown guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Oof. I just don't like putting the belt on Bobby Lashley
Why is Cena
Sure.
fighting Triple H?
because
I was just going to say Cena
need-
versus Triple H.
they need something for both of them to do. John Cena.
Probably a good match.
John Cena is also beloved in Saudi Arabia.
That's probably a
Yes.
great match. Triple H looks like Kratos.
Oh, sorry, my belt.
Triple H looks like Kratos.
He does.
We have a casket match if anybody cares.
Who now? Do we, as of right now, it's Rusev Jericho?
No.
Yes,
Rusev
no,
Undertaker?
It is Undertaker Rusev.
Right.
So does that mean Jericho's going to be in the Greatest Royal Rumble?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jericho comes in at like number 3 and lasts till like 48.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
Brett gotta be sick, man.
I mean, he can do it.
Basically, we know who's going to win this. Matt Hardy and Bray taking on the Bar for the tag titles.
Yeah, duh.
The Bar's already been shifted over to SmackDown,
SmackDown,
so it
yeah.
would make no sense.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah,
they
yeah.
win and take the belts to SmackDown, fight the Usos.
Possible.
If
The
you're gonna do
Bludgeon
these-
Brothers.
Well, I'll save it for the end. Good.
Well, the Bludgeon Brothers taking on the Usos for the SmackDown tag titles.
This might be good if it's not a squash.
Yeah, but then you've built up the Bludgeon Brothers to lose to the Usos.
Not lose. They can win, but it has to be hard fought.
All right.
Well, make it similar to the matches they had a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
where they had great matches.
Yeah, if it's hard fought, but the Bludgeon Brothers win, they both look good.
No.
Yeah. And Cedric will defend the Cruiserweight title against we don't know who, because Buddy Murphy allegedly
Has to
came
make
in
weight.
Overweight. I don't
Yeah.
get this storyline, what they're doing.
They're clutching for straws there.
Yeah, they really were
205
good.
Live.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Drake
So-
Maverick, Rockstar Spud.
I
Well-
honestly thought he was going to make himself the number one contender.
You said that, yeah.
I'm okay. He hasn't bothered me. I've actually been a fan of.
Yeah, you watched
What
205 Live?
Yeah, that's when I go to sleep to on Tuesdays.
Sucks.
So I can always tell you what happens at the beginning of the show. Just don't ask me what happens at the end.
Somewhere in the middle, it's where he falls asleep.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess we'll. Oh my god, another 6 hours of wrestling. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a lot.
This is at least it's condensed. Like it's not like we have to deal with like 6 hours a day for 4 days straight. Like,
Hey, it's one shot.
it's one shot, 6 hours, bam, and then we have.
You think this becomes a yearly thing?
I absolutely think this becomes a yearly thing.
Yeah, and I think it's
They
gonna
have
be more of
another
what
one,
Brandon
another
said.
big stadium show in Australia later
Australia,
this
yeah.
summer.
Wow.
And they should do this more. Like you said, they should put once in a while. They should put a house show on.
Yeah, they could absolutely
network.
fill out some of these big stadiums in Europe. Like the fan base is that
Well.
starved.
Or even when you do a random MSG show on like a Thursday night in August, like.
Well, they
You
won't do
gotta
they
stop
won't do
doing more.
TV and MSG anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
MSG
and
man, charges a lot of money.
Should so much money.
All right, so you do it in Detroit or Chicago.
Although they're getting
like
$20 million
anything.
from the government of Saudi Arabia, I'm sure that softens the bottom line there a little bit.
Yeah, but
Well,
MSG is severely overpriced. That's why they don't go there no more.
Yeah.
yeah. And when they do go there, it's house shows and
If
there's
it's
so many
on
rules and
TV,
regulations.
if it's on TV or if it's pay-per-view, the rate goes insanely high. And if they go over,
The overrun time.
the overrun time is insane.
Yeah, it's like
for them.
$10,000
It's like-
per minute.
No, it's more than that. It's almost like $100,000 per minute.
Yeah, it's
I think
insane.
UFC when they did that first show there went like 12 minutes over and it cost them like $12 million.
Yeah, it costs them a good, pretty penny.
like ridiculous. So, all right, folks. Well, that's segment 2, and when we come back, you'll finally get. I think for the first time possibly ever on this show, the three of us agree on something.
Yes.
Thank God.
Don't miss a single moment of Capital Wrestling Television by subscribing to our Twitch. Twitch.tv/Capital Wrestling not only gives you a brand new episode every Monday night at 7:05, but exclusive content like Capital Wrestling's World War IV Live, exclusive Match Zero content, Capital Wrestling Binge Mode Marathons, and the upcoming Level Up with Stephen James and more. Push the button and subscribe to Twitch.tv/Capital Wrestling.
Be sure to check out FalseFinish.com, your source for all things False Finish Productions. Check out great content like The Nerd Site and Spot Monkey Radio. We also provide production services for any event, big or small. To inquire, hit us up on our website at FalseFinish.com. That's FalseFinish.com.
And we're back. Spot Monkey TV, Spot Monkey Radio, wherever you are listening. I am Brandon Ligon, joined as always by Mike Greco, and we all three of us agree that whoever came up with the idea to announce the co-branding of pay-per-views with a sing-along music video.
Fire them.
Fire them.
Fire them. Shoot them.
Fire them right
Tell
now.
them to never, ever, 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 ever direct wrestling promos again. You're a fucking retard, and you should kill yourself.
It was the dumbest idea possible. Like,
Dude, in my day, when we were gonna
My
promote,
day.
when we were gonna promote a co-branded pay-per-view, we set up guys in a factory. We lit barrels on fire.
Yeah,
We lit wrestling ring cages on fire. We put our wrestlers in the ring and we said, "Go to town, boys. We're putting over a pay-per-view." That's how we did it back in our day. And it's crazy to think, but it was 15 years ago, 17 or 18 years ago, if you really think about it. So it was my day,
Oh, actually, it
Greco.
was like 20.
Okay? These young kids are stupid, and this shit is not pro wrestling. It's not. WWE is literally a parody of a wrestling show. It's not wrestling anymore. If you want real wrestling, and if you're listening to this show, watch New Japan, watch ROH. I can't believe.
Oh my God! What is
I'm saying this?
What is going on?
Trust me when I tell you, I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth. It makes me physically sick to say it, but it's the truth. Okay? And I'll say this, and I don't give a fuck. Anybody gets offended by this. Is what happens when women are in charge. This is what happens. You get sing-along promos to promote co-branded pay-per-views. Ridiculous, pathetic, and this isn't Disney. I think Disney bought WWE.
Yeah, it's
This is what makes me believe Disney bought WWE.
It's so
It's insanity to me.
You could have did this so many different ways.
literally anything else.
Like,
would have been
What
better.
was the
Remember-
solidarity? I didn't understand. Oh, co-branded, so let's sing in solidarity? No, it's fucking stupid. This is a
Remember-
combat sport. It is
Remember
driven
when-
on testosterone.
Remember when SmackDown was moving to USA and they were doing the whole thing of like, SmackDown's moving and they had all these silly segments and offices.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Why couldn't they go comedy?
Yeah.
You could have did something like that where you had like guys sharing rooms, offices, and lockers
And getting in
you know,
fights.
Right.
And just
exactly.
maybe like the co-branded pay-per-views. Let's hope this works. Like something like that because they couldn't get along.
Yeah.
They're all singing together. Why do you have bragging rights now? They're just singing in solidarity together about being on the same pay-per-view. So why the fuck are we going to fight on a pay-per-view where we're going to fight each other?
Oh.
It makes no goddamn sense. And whoever's in charge of this shit needs to be fired. I'm telling you, this is going to go down as the worst era in professional wrestling. I know eras come and go, and I'm just waiting for this one to pass. Because when it does, everybody's going to look back on it and go, what the fuck was that? I can't believe that happened. I'm telling you. Eventually, I don't understand what people don't get about this. Professional wrestling, from the beginning of fucking time, since it started, was aimed at what it was aimed at. Now all of a sudden we want to change and we break the mold and turn it into what it is. It's never going to work. I'm sorry. Little kids are going to make fun of it again, the way they did when I was a kid, when fucking Doink the Clown was wrestling all the time. That's what's going to happen. You're talking about eras recycling themselves? Yes, this is going to be the era where wrestling was a joke and people made fun of it because you saw what they were doing. They're singing. It was like Glee. It's like an episode of Glee. Yes, I know it was one segment, but that's the first thing that popped into my head was Glee. Why are they singing?
Don't you dare talk about my Glee like that.
Like, oh my God. And you can't sit here and tell me that everybody in that video can never, ever, ever be a badass gimmick. Never. Because if they do, whoever fights them can bring that up and say, you was in a video singing like a fool.
Baron Corbin wasn't in that.
Exactly. It was smart.
Right.
If he was,
Samoa Joe wasn't in that.
they're screwed.
Right.
But there was some guys in there that were singing, and they can never, like Big E can't turn the page and be a
Well, I think because Big E.
Yes, he can. Yes, he
he's
can.
silly.
Because he's never done it. Like, he could finally have his snapping point.
I don't know, dude. I feel like they've gone off the edge, and there's no turning back.
I don't think Big E is ever going to go back to that because I think he's just going to be like.
He can't. He's been in the New Day way too long. I think the only one. I honestly think.
I disagree with you guys on that. I think Big E at some point, because Big E was never that bad guy yet. Like he was when he first came up, him and Dolph were together and everything.
Yeah, when he was with Dolph.
But he still hasn't had that single run. And if you look at the mic work with the Usos, I think it showed that he can have that run right now.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying he's bad on the mic, but I just don't see it. And like I said, that promo hurt people. It hurts people.
I
all
agree.
these
Listen,
stupid things, like the mixed tag thing. You're taking away mystiques from wrestlers. Like Braun Strowman, to me, is not a monster anymore. Because if you watch Mixed Match Challenge, he was so nice to Alexa Bliss that it's just the mystique is gone. He's just not a monster anymore. He's like a lovable giant that if you piss off, he can hurt you.
I'll tell you this: that the Alexa Bliss thing didn't bother me at all. The WrestleMania thing is what bothered me with him.
Yes, but that was like the icing on the cake. It started with this Alexa Bliss thing because you started to see a humanized version of Braun Strowman because he was caring about somebody.
It's the beauty to the beast, the beast to the beauty.
You know what it is? Like all I'm saying was like when Austin turned face, like Santa Claus. Remember when he took the toy from the kid and Austin came out and he beat up Santa Claus? It's just things that you could still make kids love the guy, but not make the guy weak.
Right, but now at the same time, now it's funny you bring that up because you could say Austin had that weak moment too when he saved Stephanie from Undertaker.
Okay, but how did he do it? And when he did do it, when Stephanie wrapped her arms around him, he didn't go, "Oh, you okay? Everything's okay." He was standing there like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I just did this because he started calling me out. Like, he didn't do it for her. He did it because it was right, but he did it because, remember, Undertaker was calling out Austin too.
No, I agree. It's just you guys can recover from things like that. It's just, it's what
do you think in a million years you see Stone Cold Steve Austin singing about co-branded pay-per-views together?
Nope.
You think him and Rock be singing?
Nope.
No. When The Rock sang, he was in the ring singing about making fun of the city that he was wrestling in.
But unfortunately, that was the era.
This is,
I'm with you.
I am telling, but this is going to go down as the worst era in history to me, because it just doesn't. Like, I don't believe anymore in this guy wants to kick this guy's ass or this guy wants to fight this guy. It just doesn't work no more. It doesn't play.
I understand. I do. And I think, and Brandon, maybe you'll agree with me on this. I think that's why the Nakamura heel turn kind of works. Because, you had him as this happy-go-lucky guy, and now he's just running out. He's
It reminds me of one of my favorite things from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which is one scene where Vegeta keeps on getting hit in the dick.
Here's the thing too, like, if you do that same thing, but mix it up, like, keep the song or whatever, but like have certain people sing. Like, if you want the New Day to sing and you want Alexa to sing and you want like people who like
can we get off the singing thing? I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to move on.
Well, no, we'll move on in a second. But when you watch it, you just turn around and you go, okay, I understand it. But then if you pepper it in with other people, fighting each other, or some even wrestling clips, I'd be into it.
Well, that's the other thing though. They didn't have them singing together. Like,
it was just like solos. But when you, but in the end,
syncing.
Yes, lip syncing. It was just,
see, that's what actually bothered me most.
That's what bothered me most.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of 1995 when they redid the Raw beginning and they were all dancing on top of the Titan Tower. And even when I watched the Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler. When I watched that, I go, "What the fuck is this?" Like, I just didn't like it. Yeah, it was stupid to me. Just like this is, and like I said, this is when I saw that commercial, the immediate error that popped into my head was 1994, 1995, where it was real campy and was real hokey. And, when you watched it, you were like, "Oh God, this is terrible." Like, that's what it. When I saw that was pretty much the icing on the cake for me. And I was like, "Okay, I know what era it is now." And the only thing that made me happy was thinking, well, the era that came after this was the era that I fell in love with. So I'm hoping that the era that ever shows up. And it could happen because you got a lot of guys coming up the system. Like I've said this 1,000 times, there is a guy out there. We don't know who. We might not know his name yet. We might know his name. We don't know yet. But he is going to hit the scene, and when he does, he is going to change everything for the better. We just haven't seen it.
I agree. And maybe it's Kenny Omega.
It might be. It might be some. Like I said, it might be something we don't even know yet. He might even still be training. He might just be coming into the system. We don't know.
Speaking of Kenny Omega, Brandon, I wanted to bring you in on this. I know lately, folks, we haven't talked much about New Japan. It's kind of like a quiet time right now in New Japan, leading up to.
They don't bring as many gaijin over like during this time of the year, so they just kind of work with whoever they have around. Like, they're doing the show.
Right now, it's the road to Daruku or
Dontaku,
Dontaku. I know their big show is coming up May 4th, and I promise, folks, on next week's show, we're going to really get in detail into that since it's 2 weeks away, so we got plenty of time.
Yep.
But speaking of big shows coming up,
that's because it's also on that show is Okada Tanahashi.
Yes, and I definitely want to get into that.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get we promise next week we will be talking about that show.
Cena Orton of Japan.
The Cena Orton of Japan. Yes.
Pretty much. Speaking of ROH has Bound by Honor coming up this weekend.
Yeah, they do.
On Friday night, you're going to get Adam Page and the Young Bucks taking on the Kingdom, which I personally think will be really exciting.
Is this going to be on the Honor Club app?
I don't know which show will be. I want to say the Saturday show.
Yeah, because it's a 2-night thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But the Friday show also, you have Punishment Martinez taking on Cody Rhodes. And, all right, I want to change my tune on something quick. And, Brandon, I want to get your thoughts on this match.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago, I sat here and said I wasn't a big fan of Punishment Martinez. And I watched the Masters of the Craft show they had a couple weeks ago, and I'm changing my tune on him. I'm actually starting to like this guy.
I didn't watch Masters of the Craft, so I can't comment on the match you're speaking of. So,
But how do you feel about Punishment Martinez in general?
I've always liked what he's done in the ring. He's been one of those guys that's always been a good hand in Ring of Honor. He just needs somebody to work with, I think, to take him to that next level.
Okay. And maybe Cody is that guy.
Maybe Cody's that next guy, yeah.
I think he is.
I think that's what Cody seems to be doing now. Cody seems to be, all right, I like you. I want to work with you, like what they did with Flip. They elevated Flip to the next level, so now they're just bringing Punishment up. And
speaking of Flip, Flip will be taking on Dalton Castle. It will not be an ROH title match, but it will definitely be entertaining, I for sure.
Yes. Well, I think any match with Dalton Castle is entertaining.
Right, and Flip Gordon, I know he's becoming your typical spot monkey, but I enjoy Flip.
Yes.
It's like every few years you just get that one guy that comes in, you just instantly know, oh yes, it's the spot monkey.
Yeah, but I tell you this, to me, he has more character and is better than Will Ospreay.
I guess this is what I'm saying to you. The era is coming again. We have to wait for it. So it's like you have to sit through the dark times, but they're like these kids. Like for instance, I don't want to take you off, but this kind of is independent based. We just filmed some stuff with some kids that they wanted to focus more on promos than they did spots. And when I saw the look in their eyes, and I saw the I could see like this is coming back. You just have to wait it out. Yeah. So I'm just like saying to people, like, don't think that I'm knocking WWE.
More people are getting more people.
I'm telling you, it sucks now, but it's like the calm before the storm. WWE in 1995 and 96, and even through 97, it was bad. It wasn't good.
Oh no, the wrestling.
Okay, and I'm not saying that the wrestling got better through the 90s and the Attitude Era because it didn't, but there were some good ones in there. What I'm saying is the quality of promos and the quality of storyline. Because again, I have this discussion recently with somebody. They said to me, I can't stand when people say this is wrestling, because then what are you saying?
Everything else is not wrestling.
Because everything else is not wrestling. Like, what is wrestling to you? Like, that's what I'm saying. To me is when you say this is wrestling, the first thing that pops into my head is storytelling, not moves. You know, and it's coming back, and you could see it in these guys. They're starting to incorporate gimmicks to their thing. Like even Ricochet, you can see there's a nuance there of a gimmick.
He's
trying something different. Like he's trying, but you know, it's hard for them to incorporate story.
I don't know if you guys saw. Brandon, you might have.
Yeah, I saw it. I know what you're talking about.
Ricochet's doing the People's Moonsault.
Yes, no, I saw that. That, but like I said, look, he grew up watching The Rock. If he's, right. I get it.
He's admittedly a huge Rock guy.
Yeah, no, like, I get it. He grew up watching The Rock, just like the Bucks grew up watching Shawn Michaels. It's why they do the super kick the way they do. It's
why even Matt does the elbow drop the way he does.
It's just
right.
It's you emulate your favorites. Like, it's just the way it works, dude. Like, that's why I'm not upset. But what they need to be emulating is not so much the moves, but what Shawn Michaels did, selling and storytelling.
Story-wise, right?
But when you get now, like for instance, Ricochet's on WWE programming. He's working directly with Shawn Michaels because Shawn Michaels works with the NXT guys. Yes. So he can't do anything but teach. So he's going to get better. And like I said, eventually one of these guys are going to change the game. And I just want to be the one to say that I told you so when he does.
Well, I we went off topic, but I don't think Flip's the guy that's going to change the game.
No,
but I do like him.
But it's starting to change. You can see these guys now. Yeah. They're not just I'm a spot monkey. They're starting to no, I need a gimmick. I need something that sets me apart. You could see it happening.
Then Saturday, ROH has their second part of the Bound by Honor event, which is being touted as ROH versus Bullet Club. And the main event is going to be the ROH champions, which will be Dalton Castle. Who the hell is the TV champion? Silas Young. And right now it would be the Briscoes. You know the Briscoes are defending the title Friday, so that's subject to change should they lose Friday. Taking on, we don't know. And this is one of the rare times I'm going to kind of get on ROH here, because how do you have a main event and you don't know who the four guys are that's going to be in it?
I think this is Bullet Club being Bullet Club. Everything is fine, though. Everything's fine.
Okay. Well, that night, Adam Page is taking on, what do you call it?
Punishment Martinez.
Punishment Martinez.
Yes.
So I'm going to assume it's going to be Cody, Marty, and the Bucks.
That sounds like a good team, yeah.
I think that's where it splits, where the Bucks leave them.
Mm-hmm.
It's got possibility.
Yeah.
It's got possibility. Well, folks, I'm going to now turn things over to Brandon and Tony. Is there anything you guys want to get off your chest? I mean, Tony, you haven't said much tonight.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not. I'm not an angry guy. I'm just very passionate. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't like watching the thing that I love most be dragged through the mud. That's what I'm saying.
Brandon, do you have anything you'd like?
Hang on a minute. I got to catch my breath after that one.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, that was raucous. Yeah, go listen to everything on False Finish the Podcast Network.
False Finish Podcast Network? Is
That's
that
what I
you're
was
going for?
trying to say, yes. Available every place where you can listen to fine audio entertainment. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. Trying to get it on Spotify. So that's all coming.
Listen, I'm just very passionate about what I love. And I love pro wrestling. And when I watch it be destroyed, I get very fired up.
We went through an entire show and we're not going to talk about TNA holding you.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I know.
If you just want to hear more mad ramblings of an old pro wrestler, just follow this show. I can guarantee you, every week there'll be a different rant, and I will be complaining and bitching and moaning about something else because they're just doing it wrong.
Well, when we're back next week, we'll guarantee to talk about the Greatest Royal Rumble and the upcoming New Japan show, which it'll be Tanahashi Cena taking on Okada Orton.
Yeah.
Will it be the greatest Royal Rumble? That is the question we're going to leave it everybody.
We'll find out.
I'm interested in the trophy.
Hopefully it has tassels.
Will it look like a penis? Like
It's
the
silver. It's
like
silver
the
and
vagina?
gold. It kind of looks like the World Cup trophy a little bit.
I was kind of hoping for the penis.
I'm Mike Greco.
Clip that.
As always.
Clip that.
Sound
One more
drop?
time.
Clip that.
Did I make myself a sound
You
drop?
just made yourself a drop. Yes. Clip that.
As always, alongside me.
I'm the King of Bong Style, aka the Human Podcast Machine. Listen if you can.
And
Subscribe.
Brandon, what are we?
We are two gentlemen that care very deeply about one another.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are. All right.
Bye.
Bye.